Don't ever regret it, make me your only one. You choose it, don't lose it, don't let confuse it. Only then you'll be God. Feel like.
So what's going on, guys? And welcome back to another video. Boy am I a happy camper today, because my delivery turned up. So yeah, let me show you what I got. So whether you can see that already, I got my red seatbelts to go in my car. So today, we are going to be finishing this. Red seatbelts to go in, and then we can finish the interiors. All of the upper plastics can be properly put in again. Boy am I excited. So yeah, without further ado, let's get cracking. So first things first, we've got the seat belts roughly where they're going to go for a second. I just need to now figure out what bits I need for the bolts and everything, so get all those together and then yeah, let's crack on. So all I should need, apologies about the exhaust noise as well, I'm just trying to get the car heated up for some heating because it's a little bit cold, but yeah, all we should need is a size 6 Allen, medium extension, and a size 17 socket for a medium ratchet as well. Yeah, I believe that's all we're going to need. So let's get these seat belts in, get all the interiors finished, and have a car all blacked out with some red seat belts. So we are just about there, all the seat belts are in now. Just got to put the interior back together, but I just want to show you a few things quickly before I do that. So to get this bit on, you just need to undo that bolt there, pull that away, put this on so it's like back to front, so the black label's facing you, because obviously by the time that you put it on and it twists around, it ends up the right way. You need a Phillips screwdriver just to undo one side there as well, and then you can slide the seat belt behind it, and then this can either stay on, or you can take this off to take that belt off, leave that bracket on, or you can just undo that one Allen key there, which is also a 6mm. That releases the whole thing. You slide it down, put the new one and push it up. The 6mm Allen key on this part as well, and then yeah, the rest of them are 17mm bolts, exactly the same as that all around. So you've got one down there, you've got one up there, and then you've got one underneath there. So there's 3 bolts in total holding your seat belt in. So that's back and front, and then the middle seat, you just have one 17mm bolt down the back of the seat. Unfortunately, you do have to pull that little clip that's through there, push the slider back on the back corner of the seat. Let me just move this a minute, make it a bit easier for me to show you guys so you can get a better idea. Excuse me a minute. So yeah, obviously the same thing again, one 17mm bolt there. Make sure you pull the seat belt through the plastic as well, and then yeah, you got to push that slider back. So lift this out, but make sure you've pulled that little black clip there as well, this one, so you can slide the seat out, otherwise you won't get to that bolt behind. But yeah, apart from that, that is pretty much as simple as it gets, and we've got red seat belts, boys. Damn, it goes good with the red flags. I love it. Another quick thing, guys, obviously before you put your door card back in, make sure you plug in your speaker wire again. That will be a bit trickier once you've got the door card almost pretty much in, but yeah, you just need to fold the seats down to get the back in, lift that bottom seat up to get the bottom in, pull your seat belt through the hole, make sure that end clips over the other seat belt, and pull that around. So basically pull this around like that as well, because you obviously want the seat belt at the top, and then it, you know, like links back up on the catch at the bottom down there. So yeah, just a few little things quickly before you put that back in, and then yeah, once you're pretty much there, good to go. So that's everything done, guys, and in at the back. The only thing I've got to do is unscrew that, put the clips in, tap them in so they're all locked in, and then screw that back up. Now the next bit, obviously we have to put the seatbelt on for it to hold, for us to get it around all of that. This is the way I'm doing it anyway. So we need to unloosen this again. So then when it comes to putting these pillars on, we can pull the seatbelt back through and make sure that that's all clipped in, lined up and stuff like that. So I'm just going to do that now quick. So that's one side done and in, ready to go. As you can see, the seatbelt's loose. So to get the bolt out, all you need to do is push that back, get your tool on that, undo that, pull it back off, slide it through the pillar like so, and then you can bolt obviously the bottom bolt back up, and it's just a case of getting all of these little clips, sorry, let me put a light on a minute, all of these little clips back in place, and then you can obviously lock the pillar back on. Once you've done that, it's pretty much done. So as you guys can see, we've got the seat belt back on, the bolts back in, the pillar's up, so we're in. Just make sure you've got a little clip here and one at the top as well for this to slide into, so just make sure that that goes in, and it's the same this side. But then also, quite importantly, down here, just make sure all of that is clipped over your weather strip, and also on your door card, leave 2 of the screws out and leave the one at the bottom, so you can angle that out to get that to slide in after, and then after that it is just a case of clipping that around like so, putting the screws back in again. Like I say, just make sure all your weather seals are in, because it will stop some moisture getting in your car, not massively but enough to worry about. And then obviously just replicate on the same side. Another thing to note as well is obviously this side is a lot shorter than that side, so obviously the wider panel goes towards the back window, and then you'll get it the right way round. So yeah, pretty much good to go, all functioning. Yeah, happy. Just pay attention to the clips as well on the upper plastics, the ones that go behind here, because as you can see, they are angled, and those have to go in angled up towards the ceiling. Sorry, I know you can't see right now, let me just get this in and then you'll be able to see. So yeah, they need to be angled up that way for them to all then clip up, and it really is as easy as just going along, making sure they're all tight, pulling them over, getting them lined up, ready to go. Give that one a tap, that one a tap, leave this one out for the minute on the end. So get that screw in, and then you can slide this panel over onto that like so. Get that all tapped in, make sure all of that's secure, and make sure that this part on the back lines up with this part as well, because that's for you to slide up and down and adjust your seat belt. Once you've done that, you're pretty much there, and then you can just bash that last bit in up here. Please just make sure obviously all your interior plastic clips are all screwed back on, your rear seat locking pins are all on, and then down there you have 2 as well, like 1 each side, but you've also got 1 under the seat just here. Just make sure they're all back together. Seriously though guys, how good does all of that look? Black handles, black interior upper pillars, the red seat belts with the red and black seats. Oh my god, what a transformation that's made. That is unreal. And last but not least, just make sure your plastic seal cover is all in place. It's just a case of putting it in, tapping it down, locking it in place. Now that's those done, they're all in place. Last thing, little square peg, just got to go like so, locks that in place, job done. And there we are guys, that is the last bit, all done. How nice does that look, seriously? Literally looks amazing. I love the red seatbelts. Having it all blacked out is amazing too. The only thing I've got left to do now is to cover that, and I'll most probably either spray or buy one of these that are black as well. That is pretty much it. But yeah, that is all of the interior done now. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. How good does that look? Oh my god. I have been waiting for red seatbelts for so long, it is unreal. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Oh my god. What a difference that has made. Just simple red seatbelts. Oh, amazing. But yeah, boys, just coming together slowly but surely. Oh man, again, I love this car. How sick is that looking? All of the colours and little details coming together. It's just looking incredible now, man. Honestly, guys, this is why I do this stuff. I just love all those little details, all those little touches. Even that, it's like a little war wound. By the way, I didn't do that. It was like it when I got the car, but yeah, man. Woo! She's bringing the heat. Southeast of Agpage Army. So obviously, I think the next episode we'll be looking at the 180. We'll remove all of the loom and everything. We'll take the sump off. Have a look at the rods, bearings, everything underneath. Just see if they all look good, if there's any metal in the oil pan, all that sort of stuff. But I mean, I've turned the engine, it turns freely. Turbo looks good, but one thing I did notice, which is quite common on these, is there is a little bit of movement in the wheel. Not much, but obviously something like that is better to catch before it goes wrong rather than, you know, just leaving it and risking it. But yeah, I think we'll strip all this down, have a good look at the engine and check the overall health. The guy that I bought it from told me that when he took it out of the car, it was on 89,000 miles. It was from a Mark IV Golf. Now, I know the guy got it into his Mark III, had it running and everything, drove it, but never really got to try and push the engine to see what its capability was. Apparently the ECU also was deimmobilised and quickly flashed while it was there. So with something like that, that should put the engine sitting at around, somewhere around the region of 210 brake horsepower, which isn't bad, you know. But yeah, I'll have a look into it. Like I say, see what's going on with the engine, check the overall health, because what I don't want to do is, if I do sell it on, I don't want to sell it on to someone and it be a bad engine. So I'd rather check it all over. If anything's wrong with it, fix the engine if it's repairable. If not, then obviously, you know, I'm at a loss, but it should be all good. Like I said, seems good, looks good, but until we look inside, we don't know. Also, if anyone is out there and needs some OEM black 3-door Golf Mark III seat belts, then let me know. Absolutely nothing wrong with them, all work as they should. So yeah, sell them quite cheap just because I don't need them no more, and if I can help someone out with new seat belts, then so be it. So yeah, if anyone needs them, hit me up. Let's get her back in the garage. So yeah, I just obviously want to say thank you to James from the Mark III Owners Club for the red seat belts. I want to also thank Stefan for the black upper pillars. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have them. It's that simple. So yeah, I appreciate the deal that we was able to make there, and as you can see, it's gone to a good cause. Yeah, I appreciate it from everyone, all of the Mark III family and the community. I've met so many people, made so many friends, and it's just unreal, you know, to just be an owner of a specific car and meet all of these new people that are really wicked people as well, like genuinely nice people, is an absolute bonus. So yeah, that's another video wrapped up for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something, and I hope you like the way the car looks. As always, have a wonderful day, and thank you very much for watching. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
There's no one I'd rather see close to me. That's all I need.